My name is Jason Tiedick, and I'm the founder and CEO of RuleTheRoomPublicSpeaking.com and the creator of the Signature Presentation Bootcamp Workshop. Signature Presentation Bootcamp is the definitive program for successfully creating, delivering, and managing your presentations in public speaking. Before I talk about what Signature is, I first want to tell you who it's for. Signature Presentation Bootcamp is for you if you have a big presentation coming up and you don't know how to get started. You already have a presentation, but you want to improve it. You hate bad subject material and presenters that talk down to us, and you want to connect with people in the room. You want to speak across the world and spread your ideas, and you want to have the perfect message for your audience. You tried presenting or public speaking in the past, but for whatever reason, things just didn't work out. Or your presentations are just okay or stuck and in need of a rock star communication makeover. When you have Signature Presentation Bootcamp, you'll not only have a proven plan for creating, delivering, and managing your presentations, you'll also have all of the assets you need to execute your plan, including the circle of knowledge, an exercise that will guarantee you're telling your audience exactly what they want to know. The agree and see if you're right, a never-fail technique to repeatedly engage and re-engage your listeners. The blueprint, a tool to make sure you'll deliver a flawless presentation without relying on the script. The presentation personality style assessment, an analysis to help you know exactly how to entertain your audiences and be genuine, be yourself. And the learning style analysis, along with all the tools and insights you can use to get your message across to every type of learner in the room. And that's just the beginning. I know firsthand how confusing and complicated presentations in public speaking can be. You have to answer questions such as, what exactly does my audience want to know? How will I engage and entertain them? How can I make sure I'll deliver a flawless presentation without relying on a script? What if they aren't listening? And most importantly, how can I be absolutely certain they will take action and do what I want when I'm done? Those are just the obvious questions. If you've presented in the past, you know there are dozens more that will come your way once you get up there on that stage. I should know, as a serial presenter, I've given literally thousands of presentations and talks. Everything from keynote speeches in front of 5,000 people to TED Talks, 5-minute speeches, meetings, webinars, training sessions, sales presentations, pitches and demos. As the founder of RuleTheRoomPublicSpeaking.com, I've also been privileged to consult on even more presentations, including presentation training of hundreds of employees at multi-million-dollar companies. So I know this stuff works. Whether it's just a short presentation in front of a few people or a massively complex keynote presentation in front of hundreds and thousands of people, the blueprint is the same. And that's because the blueprint, which we call Signature Presentation Bootcamp, just flat works. Let's talk about how it works. Signature Presentation Bootcamp is a 10-week online workshop that's divided into 3 parts. In part 1, we'll attract your audience with content they can't resist and keep them there by revealing to them the underlying emotional reasons they want it. Did you catch that? Emotional reasons. You'll create core content that is exactly what your audience wants to hear, put it into a form that makes it easy for you to deliver, and present it in an attractive slideshow. In part 2, you'll create an immediate and powerful impression on your audience by standing in the right place, working the room with your body, and convincing with your words and your voice. You'll learn the techniques that will make you project a calm and a confidence under any circumstances. And in part 3, you'll keep them engaged and laughing, using your genuine personality style and feeling that what you're presenting is specifically for them. You'll show expertise, keep to your timetable, respond well to every question, diffuse any distractions, and end on such a high note that they applaud you and take action. Because we here at Rule the Room believe that learning doesn't happen until a behavior change, i.e. action, takes place. In short, You'll have an amazing presentation, plus all the skills you need to deliver that presentation with confidence and genuine, in your own style, engagement. Most importantly, you'll know how to create and deliver a presentation that can actually change people's behavior. Now, I've spent 25 years of research, and I've observed, trained, and coached over 10,000 speakers, including speakers in the top 100 TED Talks of all time. With Signature Presentation Bootcamp, you'll be able to present with confidence in any situation. So when that curtain calls and they announce your name as the featured speaker, you know you'll be ready. When you present, you know that won't be the end, because the Signature Presentation Bootcamp isn't just a model for giving your next presentation. It's a model for bettering your public speaking for the rest of your career. What if presentations didn't have to be boring or lose people early on? What if you stopped saying it wasn't anything special and you start saying, wow, that was amazing? What if you knew the exact step-by-step process to connect with people and touch their emotions? And what if you didn't have to wonder if your presentation was a success? What if you had absolute confidence that your presentation was a winner before you even stepped foot on the stage? All of this is possible. All you need to do is register for this online workshop. When you get inside the training center, you're going to download the workbooks, watch all the videos, and complete all the modules. And then together, we're going to create and deliver your next presentation. Signature Presentation Bootcamp has helped thousands of presenters and speakers all over the world, many of them without even realizing it. I don't care if you're an experienced speaker or a new speaker. If you have an audience of thousands or just one person, if you speak online or offline, have a presentation already, or you're just starting one, your presentation in public speaking will absolutely benefit from this Signature Presentation Bootcamp workshop. Before you spend a minute on creating your script or invest another ounce of energy preparing or delivering your next presentation, register for this workshop and become a rule of the room presentation mastery speaker. And do it today. Your audience is waiting for you. My name's Jason Tiedick, and I help people give amazing presentations. And today I'm going to show you how to give a presentation and manage any audience with grace. Here's what I'm going to do with you today. Take a look up here. You're going to learn from me 7 times 3 times 5, which is 2,105 things that you've never heard before, and I know because I wrote them all from scratch, to make your presentations drop dead amazing. There's 4 criteria for a good leading question. And you should know that the leading question, in my opinion, is the most powerful question if you want people to actually understand what in the world your presentation is talking about. Now here they go, ready? What I love about this, I just have to say, what I love about this boot camp is I teach all these techniques in various other places. Not all of them, you're gonna get a number of things I've never taught anywhere else. But this is the one place where I get to dive in ways that people finally go, oh, wow, that's so easy, and I see the whole thing, and we're diving into everything today. We're not skimming over anything. Did I choose to do? This one right here. I give you this directional. And by the way, you all did it. Even people on the video probably did it. Why is it powerful? Because who gets paid when I say one of these? You do. What's even more powerful is, if you look up here, I'm going to just read to you how the presenters did these, and you tell me why they're not working. You ready? If you wouldn't mind, look up here. If you take a look at your screen, I want you to read the second paragraph on page 3. Why are these not as good as... Look at your screen. Think about that. Write that down. Why aren't they as good? Listen to the tone and tell me why. they're not as direct. Write that down, that's a good one. It needs to be direct. They're not as direct. It's not till you get to the empathy level that they feel like they're on the same team with you. Well, here's the deal. If you don't get your audience to the feelings and or empathy level, you can't get them to genuinely laugh with you. Because remember, people don't laugh because they think something's funny, ha-ha, unless they first feel what? Good and safe. But this gets to teamwork. I'm actually telling you that this 4-step method, which by the way, the whole thing takes only 30 to 60 seconds, is going to get them to teamwork in 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. What this means is I'm giving you a method, a recipe to get them to empathy so they feel safe, so that immediately now I can go make them feel good and make them laugh with me. Test out all your material ahead of time with every possible generation that will be in your room. And I don't care if it's a generation in 2300 that you have in 300 years, you're still going to have to do this. What do I mean by this? Still in number 1, you can write this in the margin if you want. You got to test out your jokes. You got to test out your trivia. You got to test out all the things I taught you in the last chapter. Your talent performances, your impersonations, all the things, the stories, all those things I taught you, you have to go test them out on whoever might be in your room. Because there's 2 issues with any of these people. You could do one of 2 things with them. You could either offend them or you could sadden them. This is what you cannot do. You can't offend, you can't sadden. That's all I'm testing for, by the way, to Taylor, is if I'm going to offend or sadden. Don't try, underline this, don't try to incorporate humor or enthusiasm right away. People won't respond to it, humor or enthusiasm, until they're feeling what? Good. Then on page 55, next page, underline this with me or give it a big circle. Gradually, by the end of the opener, after you've shown them the list of takeaways, check it out, this is my list of takeaways. After I've shown them this, and especially after you've taught them, underline this, how to achieve the first takeaway, then you're ready to show some enthusiasm, build on it, and perhaps share some humor. Oh, I can tell you right now what I'm teaching in this chapter is a game changer for most people and completely rocks most people's worlds. They never knew. It's so subtle and so powerful, and they never knew it. Well, the way you get rid of your fillers is you replace them with a half-second pause. And eventually you'll be able to replace them with nothing. And that's when you can decrease your time. Watch this. So, the most important thing to think about is retreats. Let me replace it. The most important thing to think about is retreats. See that? If I did that for 60 straight minutes, would I look more credible? Would I be able to get done faster? One way to speed up my presentation is what?
Talk faster.
Talk faster. And what's the good pace to talk at if I want to talk faster? Between what and what? 180 and 200. Good. What's the second way I can do it? Instead of talking faster, what else could I do?
Cut out your fillers.
I could cut out all my fillers or most of them. And what's the third thing I can do? Avoid the repetition, the redundancies, the fluff. If you do those 3 things, you will be able to get done sooner. Powerful, isn't it? Plus, not only are you going to get done sooner, are you going to be more engaging? Less fillers is more engaging. Talking faster every once in a while is more engaging. And saying less with more, or more with less, is more engaging. Powerful. Encourage in-scope questions to slow down pace. Get them to ask you more questions if you realize you're going too fast. Encourage them to ask them. And what did I say is the best way to get them to ask questions? Is it, do you have any questions, bottom of 69? Or is it, what questions do you have about X? Which one was more apt to get a question? What questions do you have about X?